So just a super quick update today on the zombie apocalypse. The US market continues to go up and down like a horse draws. It was up over 1,000 points yesterday, and then as soon as it closed, the futures are down 800 points. These 1,000 point swings are quite nauseating. Also, really doesn't make you feel like you can kind of find the bottom yet. So I don't think the market has really figured out where the bottom is, so you just have to deal with that. What's interesting is China looks pretty much back to normal from a markets perspective. Obviously, markets are emotionally driven, and so there's a big lag to the real economy, and obviously there's a lot of pain still to come in the real economy in China. And that will manifest itself over the coming months and years. But obviously the market now predicts that the worst is over and that it's kind of back to business as usual, and that's probably a reasonably good precursor for what will then happen elsewhere in the world. I guess the really interesting things to note today is the start of helicopter money. So the idea of helicopter money, which is just giving people money to try and help the economy. It was kind of the only thing that was left on the table after the 2008-2009 crisis, the one thing that people didn't do. It was done in Hong Kong actually not long ago. They gave $1,500 to every resident in the country, but now it seems like they're doing it in the US, the UK, a lot of EU countries as well, giving away interest-free mortgages, tax breaks, literally giving money to people. So they really are throwing everything and the kitchen sink at this. So like I say, when there is a recovery with all this extra stimulus that's been poured on there as well, we're going to see quite an interesting time. And the only other noteworthy thing today is the Australian dollar is at a 17-year low. So it's been absolutely smashed. In fact, I think the only ray of light in the Australian economy at the moment is their gold miners, which all seem to be up today, which I guess could be a good sign for gold, which has been quite heavily sold in recent days. Now, obviously, the Australian dollar is a pure proxy for commodities. Effectively, they're very big producers of iron ore and lots of other commodities. And so again, I think that's recession being, global recession being priced in. And it's interesting, when you look at the impact this global health crisis is having versus the global financial crisis. Obviously, the global financial crisis really hit the developed economies the most. So, the US, the UK that had huge financial sectors were the worst hit, and then other countries that had big financial centers kind of got a bit of the knock on. This doesn't really care whether you're developed or developing. In fact, from a human tragedy perspective, it's going to be the developing countries that struggle the most because they don't have the medical care or financial wherewithal to be able to deal with this complete shutdown. So this is going to be distributed across the world, and everybody is going to suffer from it. The key is just making sure that everybody can survive financially until the end of the crisis, whenever that might be, and then I think there will be a great reset. So as a small business, as I keep advising, you need to get your retaliation in first. You need to make sure that you are planning for the worst now. So don't wait. So if there are, payments you need to renegotiate or things that you need to do, make sure that you're doing those earlier rather than later. It's important that you make sure the foundations are really strong so that you can weather this storm, and then look for opportunities. See, are there other companies in your sector you could merge with or collaborate with through these times that could make you much stronger when we come out of the other side. So stay safe, good luck, see you soon.